What's up? It's ya guys, Sky. We're back at it with Apollo Justice Ace Attorney. Kendra's here as usual, and we should be wrapping up case 3 here. So let's hop right in, because things are getting good.
Things do fall apart. Can we at least finish this case? Ugh,
That would be nice.
that would be appreciated. July 10th, 1:40 p.m., District Court, Defendant Lobby number 2.
Apollo, I can't believe it! It really happened during the second act?
Yeah, no shit.
And right in the middle of Lamarar's performance?
The reason why she was in the air vent, and that switch and the flaming guitar, when you link it all together, that's what you end up with. I knew you had what it took. Hi, Phoenix.
Oh,
nice
hi,
of you to
Phoenix.
fucking show up.
Oh, Daddy!
Mr. Wright, you believed in me? Not really. Huh?
Classic Phoenix.
Real. I just thought that'd make a cooler entrance than say hiya. Why do I even bother hoping?
Okay, the stream crashed for a second.
Where have you been lately, Daddy? I haven't been coming to the office at all.
Ah, sorry about that, Trucy. I'm on a secret mission.
Secret? You mean like you're undercover?
Like Mr. Lettuce, only shorter and not as well dressed.
No, what if you're shot too, Daddy?
Wouldn't be the first time. Would I do a thing like that to you? Anyway, I'm off for a while again. Huh? You're leaving? Oh, one thing before I go. What? Good luck. Right. Is that all you came to say? I think you have things pretty much under control. You'll get Machi Tobai off the hook, no doubt. Yeah, but you're after that detective, aren't you? Daring. It won't be easy proving he did it. Especially not under our current court system. The current court system? What did Prosecutor Gavin say during the trial? Your case is based on one fragile assumption, namely that our Diva Divine is telling the truth.
What about all the proof? And the switch?
A piece of jewelry, and a lyrical blunder. There are plenty of other ways to explain these things. The flaming guitar, too. All because you lack definitive proof of their connection to the case.
But...
If the sultry songstress is lying, your case melts like butter in a frying pan, leaving behind the faintly singed scent of failure. So what do I do? Like I said, good luck. And be aware that it will be impossible to prove his guilt by conventional methods. Ugh. Oh, that reminds me. I have something to give you from our detective friend. Detective Sky? Emma? Let's see. This bag of snacks here was meant for me. Ah, here it is.
What are those, Daddy? You don't look like very good snacking material.
They were found at the scene. Analysis of the fragments reveals traces of gunpowder.
Gunpowder?
Probably a firecracker or something similar, like the ones kids are into these days. The fragments were found under the sofa at the scene of the crime, actually. Under the sofa? You mean where the igniter was, so she should have seen it immediately? Whatever.
Hey, Apollo. That's where we found that little device thingy.
Damn, you don't say! Right, this, the igniter that I just mentioned! Well, finally, some evidence that makes sense. Burnt fragments added to the court record. That's all for me, I suppose. See you after the verdict, maybe. Right. Every man has an igniter inside him. Excuse me? Find Darian Crescent's igniter and set it off. And he walked out the door, just like a magician, normally.
What does he want us to do?
Hell if I know. I fucking hate when people do this so much. They just decide to be cryptic for the hell of it.
He's just doing it for fun. He's feeling silly.
I fucking hate when people do that. Oh my god.
No conventional methods? What does that mean?
Does that mean we have to falsify more evidence? Phoenix, stop being a little demon, okay?
Daddy loves breaking the law.
Ever since he was disgraced by the law, he breaks it all the time now. I guess we just have to take his advice and hope it makes sense when the time comes.
Guess.
We're almost at the finish line. Hang in there, Trucy. Oh, I'm hanging in. I just hope my PC is hanging in. July 10th, 1:55 p.m., District Court, courtroom number 3.
Court is now back in session. Prosecutor, where's Detective Crescent? In the fitness lounge, ready to be called at any time. Very well. Might I add, I don't believe any of this.
You can believe whatever you want, but that doesn't mean it's not the truth.
Nuh-uh. Darian was the first detective I ever worked with.
Javier, I need to be real with you for a second. Just look me in the eye. I know that you're like a 2D image, but look me in the eye. Sometimes, not everyone from your past is a good person. Especially an ace attorney.
It's impossible. No way.
Not Darian.
We stopped working together when he moved to Criminal Affairs Division 3. His guitar playing, it fires my imagination.
That's nice, but it has nothing to do with the matter at hand, correct?
Oh, I know. Air forehead.
Damn, he's getting snippy.
Very well, call the final witness to the stand. Detective Darian Crescent. Name and occupation, please.
1 second. Darian Crescent, Detective Criminal Affairs, Division 3. That's the International Affairs Division, for those who didn't know. And I'm a guitarist for the Gavineers. Maybe you've heard of us?
You fully understand the circumstances under which you stand before us today.
Yeah, I understand, Your Honor. What I don't understand is how you let this happen, partner. You gave me your word I wouldn't be standing here.
Things changed, Darian, and don't call me partner.
Damn.
So, like, Javier, does that mean you're single, or?
Yeah, like, for real. But also, I do want to say the fact that, Clavier is in fact, like, having Darian on the stand at all. I think that shows that a small part of him knows the truth, and he just doesn't want to admit it. And I think that's
Yeah, I
poetic.
think so.
So much for old friends. So much indeed. I see what you're doing, Darian. You're pressing the prosecution. Your Honor, if we could begin the trial.
Yes, it's high time we did. Let's hear your testimony. We begin with your response to Lamarar's testimony.
It's fucking bullshit.
It's dumb and stupid. If you have anything to say about it.
Oh, I got plenty to say. Lying must be a national pastime in Virginia. And wherever you're from, Mr. Justice. Huh. Conventional methods are out the window, huh? Here goes nothing. The diva's lying, plain and simple. She got nothing to back up her story. In the first place, she never heard my voice. She forgot the words because she heard gunshots, as if. Didn't Detective Emma Sky hear those gunshots during the third set anyway? The shooting took place when I was on stage, man.
So you claim Lamarar's testimony was a lie?
Hey, don't get me wrong, I dig what she's doing. Trying to protect that kid. And she's got the court eating vague statements out of her hand just because she's blind.
You go too far, Darian.
Yeah, get out of here with this ableism bullshit. We're throwing you right in jail. Look, all I'm saying is, you've got a reliable witness. Why not listen to the detective?
Detective Sky? I see. Mr. Justice, you may begin your cross-examination.
He didn't waste any time finding our weak spot. I can't do this with Lamarar's testimony alone. I'll have to find some other way to prove when the shooting took place. And this new thing, let's take a look at it.
Oh yeah.
Alright, get that out of the way. Zoom in. Alright, it is a vase, I want to say. Maybe?
Didn't Phoenix say it was like a firecracker?
Oh, yeah, no, you're right. He did say that. Never mind.
I was thinking it kind of looks like a balloon that like exploded.
So you think this was some kind of firecracker?
Yeah, or one of those noisemakers like you shoot off on New Year's.
Did you know that in China they use firecrackers on New Year's to scare off evil? So it's kind of the same thing.
Really? I had no idea. Well, did you know this? It takes more than 500 peanuts to make one 12-ounce jar of peanut butter.
At least my useless fact has something to do with the evidence. Hold it! Actually, I was there too. So I hear. Which means you heard them too, right? The gunshots? Yes. We heard gunshots. Quote unquote. Neither I nor Emma actually saw the shooting, mind you. I guess you and Lamarar got the same excuse then.
We know one thing for certain here. There were gunshot-like sounds that emanated from that room during the third set. But we must determine if those shots were actually gunshots.
She heard them too. Remember he said he ran for the air duct when he heard them?
So, how do we figure out just what those gunshots during the third set were? It was this fucking firecracker, but I don't know how to, like, bring that to attention. The shooting took place when I was on stage. Yeah, you sure about that? You sure about that? That could have been what the shooter wanted us to think. I'll tell you what the shooter, that kid, wants you to think. He wants you to think the diva heard me in that room. I'm back to relying on Lamarar's testimony.
As much as I'm enjoying the Darien and Forehead shows, there is no need for such tempos.
The Darien and Forehead show.
My favorite reality TV show.
Don't make us into some comedy duo. This means the Gavin and Darien show's cancelled?
Neither of your claims can be proven, or disproved. You could argue for days like this and get nowhere.
You're so right, Clavier. You are so 100% correct.
Prosecutor Gavin is quite right. This court will have no further discussion on this topic without new facts.
New facts, huh? Huh?
pretty eager to paint Lamar as a liar, isn't he?
Yeah, because her testimony is basically our entire case.
This is tough. So what do we do?
I've got a few ideas. I just need to find another way to prove it didn't happen when he says it did. Wrong button. Objection! Please, 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 please. Some things were found at the crime scene after yesterday's trial.
What things?
The first was this small device.
That's the remote-triggered igniter.
Correct. And one more thing.
What are those? The remains of something burnt? Not another guitar, I hope.
Oh, I didn't put the whole thing together, but I put two specific pieces together.
Traces of gunpowder were found on these fragments. We have a report that it was something like a firecracker.
Huh? How did Gavin know about this?
Apollo, Emma found it! What, you think Detective Sky works for you? I received the report this morning before coming here. That's when I made my decision, actually.
What decision?
What decision is this, Prosecutor Gavin? I registered Darian as a witness in today's trial. Just in case.
This raises another possibility. Those gunshot-like sounds during the third set could have been two firecrackers rigged to go off by remote control. You got an active imagination, don't you? But you shouldn't say every little thing you think. Your explanation there seems a bit too convenient to me. Well, listen, they were both found under the couch, so you tell me. You tell me, Rusty. How so? You're saying these firecrackers just happened to go off right when two witnesses came walking by? Huh. Aha.
That's right! Darian was out on stage when it happened, Apollo. How would he know someone was backstage right then?
If a firecracker goes off in the forest, then there's no one to hear. You get my drift. Why go through the trouble, man? Ah! How do I explain this?
You may not look it, but Darian is a gifted detective.
The backhanded compliment for real.
He looks like an idiot, but he's pretty good. Show any weakness and he's sure to find it.
He may not look it, partner? Gee, thanks, man.
That reminds me.
We're taking you to a haircut to get a haircut after this.
I think your pompadour looks stupid, and you're not allowed to be in the band if you keep it up. I happened to pass through that very hallway several times that day myself.
Is that why the fucking spare receiver was on the floor? Oh.
And I saw something odd there just before the third set.
Something odd?
A headset. The kind all of the band and staff members were wearing.
Clavier, you're just fucking handing it to us. I mean, we figured it out, but you're handing it to us.
Don't worry, I got your back on this one. I also want him in jail. That hairstyle alone is a crime.
That's right. We picked this up in front of the door of that dressing. You know what I mean.
What if that headset wasn't dropped, but placed? And what if it was turned on?
You could hear what was going on in the hallway, even if you were out on stage. Fair. Whose side are you on, Gavin?
Listen to me, Darian. There are no sides in a court of law.
Hey, there we go.
Javier.
This is why he's the best prosecutor. Sorry, Miles, but you were kind of a little bit of a shit in the first game.
Yeah. And as much as I love Franziska, she's a huge shit.
Yeah. And I mean, like, coming out with that updated autopsy report? Like, what the fuck was that? Anyway.
Which is why I now turn to you, Air Forehead. I have a question for you.
Uh-huh. For me? Is it about a pig?
Not yet. Not in the courtroom. The igniter and burned fragments were found at the scene of the crime. Certainly a possibility that they were part of a ruse to fake the sound of gunshots. Throw the headset from the hallway into the mix and you could fabricate an alibi. It was still no closer to proving anything.
Got an unfortunate point.
Those gunshots might have been real or fake. We can't say.
But you said fake and orange, so I think we can.
You've raised the possibility that the shots heard during the third set were faked. Now you need to prove the other half of the case.
The other half? Look, I'll just tell him. He wants you to prove that the thing went down in the second act, while our little piano player was on stage. That right, Gavin? You say looking away from him?
Indeed. Indeed. If you can't prove that, then to continue this cross-examination would be pointless. Well, Mr. Justice? Can you prove the crime took place during the second set?
Yeah, I think.
You better know, Apollo, otherwise we're through.
It can be proven.
Make it sound like someone else is going to come along and do it for you.
I wish. Hey, Kendra, you wanna... I'm kidding.
Uh-oh.
I'm kidding.
I was gonna say Phoenix Wright walks in, but you know.
No, Phoenix
Let's
Wright
continue
did.
with the cross-examination, shall we? Witness your testimony, if you would.
This isn't going to be easy. I need some decisive proof, and fast. You ready, kid? 'Cause I am. Wait, that just removed a dialogue option? Look, there's only 4 dialogue bits now.
Yeah, that's weird.
Huh? That's... Yeah. The diva's lying, plain and simple. She's got nothing to back up her story. In the first place, she never heard my voice. She forgot the words because she heard gunshots, as if the shooting took place during the second set? Question mark? Yeah. Not only did it take out 1, it actually, like, replaced 2. That's wacky. That's silly goofy. It's weird.
It is a little wacky.
Whatever. So you want me to present something at this. Is it even worth pressing it?
Probably not, honestly.
Yeah, alright. So let's go over our notes.
My proof is that I'm an attorney.
Hold it! Oh, I hit hold it anyways. But the gunshots during the third set could have been... What, some kind of setup? I've heard that one before. We need
Proof, Apollo. Come on, man. Prove the shooting took place during the second set. Come on.
Well, if you know how to do that, I'm all ears.
Maybe the gunshots are the key after all.
The key, you say? I'm kidding. No, the gunshots is the orange word. What do you mean?
Well, Marar said she heard them, right? In the middle of her illusion when she was up above the ceiling.
So you would think that her mic would have picked up on them, no?
You would.
When she forgot the words of the song, yeah.
You can prove the gun was shot right when she missed those lyrics. We're home free, I'd think.
True. Not easy, but true. Is there some way to prove that?
Take a look through our evidence. Maybe there's something in there that can prove she heard them.
Hey, aren't you supposed to be cross-examining me?
Try to refrain from private discussions during cross-examination, Mr. Justice.
Sorry, Your Honor. Just let me take a quick look through the court record.
Pretty eager to paint Lamar as a liar, isn't he?
No shit. Yeah, because the testimony is basically our entire case.
This is tough. What do we do?
I've got a few ideas. Just need to find another way to prove it didn't happen when he says it did. Anyway, what I meant to do was hit G, because we need to fucking save again.
Yeah.
Alright. G. This requires sifting through. There's a very loud plane driving over my apartment right now. Thanks for that.
Oh.
Shut the fuck up. Trying to hear this. Got past the gunshot point, so just fucking let it go. What is number 2? Because it's something. It was playing some audio, but what the fuck was that?
Is that maybe supposed to be when Gavin's guitar catches on fire? Like, that's the reaction?
Alright, so we
What?
have Lami Roar, Gavin, bass, Machi, drums. Okay. Good to know. I don't think this does anything for us, though.
Or does it?
Kendra, please.
I'm here to cause problems. Or am I?
God damn it. Is it the receiver? Because that's the only time the piano is used?
That's not a bad train of thought. However...
It's gonna give me the fail dialogue if I do that?
yes. At least I'm pretty sure.
What do you mean you're pretty sure?
Because I'm like 99% sure I know what you gotta present here, but there is that 1% that like maybe I'm mixing it up with something else. But again, 99% sure I know what it is.
Well, I can't logic it out. I don't have the Miles Edwards logic button.
Would you like me to give you a somewhat obvious hint?
Yeah, just fucking give it to me.
You know how earlier you were saying that since Lamarar was above the crime scene, wouldn't her mic have picked it up?
Yeah.
You wanna give Lamarar's mic a listen on the on the soundboard?
Oh my god. Oh my fucking god. My fucking motherfucking god.
I'm surprised you didn't go to that first, honestly.
I thought I did. No, let's shut this up too. Oh, there it is. Okay, So, no, you know what I think? Here's what happened. Here's my dumbassery. God, I'm so fucking mad at myself now. My dumbassery is that, like, the flute pretending to be lyrics was much louder than everything else, even though everything was maxed. So I was like, oh, if there's anything in there, I'll definitely hear it clearly. And on top of that, I didn't turn the metronome off.
True.
And so the metronome made it harder for me to hear that. Motherfucker!
Yeah, plus at the, when you were listening to all of them at the same time, there's like that, you see the little green bar go up when the gunshot happens, but you don't hear the flute, so I fully expected you to see that and be like, what was that?
I think I was too focused on, Gavin's part, because it got all funky. Whatever. Fucking, this is what happens when we don't play for a day. Like that, or whatever. I can't believe I fucking had it the whole time, and I'm just, God.
You did, yeah.
God.
That's why when you kept saying that, I said, you would think that, wouldn't you?
I thought that was just more, like, Ace Attorney dumbassery, because, like, her mic would have also picked up on her own recording. And it would have created feedback. Ah! It seems there was clear proof left behind. Right here in Lammermoor's song. Her song?
What exactly is this device thingy? New variety of gramophone, perhaps?
Come on, we just use this! Don't get me started on gramophone. This device was used to record the performance part by part.
Art.
Moves the slide to adjust the volume. Each instrument is adjustable separately, Lamara's voice included.
Oh ho! What does this prove?
According to Lammerar's testimony, at the moment of the shooting, she forgot the words to the song. So she wouldn't have been singing over it.
You intend to examine the recording at that moment, yeah? You might even hear those gunshots!
Exactly! Huh, ridiculous. He's sweating. How are you supposed to hear gunshots back in that dressing room out on stage? Darian. I mean, I don't think Darian knows about the trick. So.
Yeah. Have you forgotten, Darian? We were all wearing these headsets.
Oh.
We were all deeply involved in our performance. But Lamara's headset would have picked up what she heard all the same.
Let's get to analyzing that recording.
Let's!
Right now.
Lammerar stopped singing when she heard the shots fired. Find that spot, and I'll find the gunshots!
Once more with feeling this time.
Yeah. Alright, shut you up. Be...
Select number 1, also. Have it be highlighted.
Oh. Take that! Please? Oh, it worked this time! I was just like half a second too soon, and it was like, nah, fuck you.
Sorry.
Fuck you. I don't think that was even in the video.
I did hear something faintly there, yes. Well, it sounded like a gunshot.
Note to self, when editing this, go back and see if the fucking gunshot sound was actually in the fucking video. Because I didn't hear it whenever we sifted through the video once.
It might be like there, but like extremely subtle. And like having all of the other parts kind of cover it up. Or it just straight up might not be there, I don't know.
What? This has to be some kind of mistake. Oh, that looks even uglier from the front. Actually, no, I think the side is still worse because that shows just how long it is, but I don't like the front bounce.
Yeah. I believe a case has been made. Gunshots were heard during the second set. Which means Lamoureux's testimony was true.
Order! So she was telling the truth about what she heard.
Was the other man speaking, not Mr. Latouche?
And what did he say?
It's over. Press the switch now.
Just after that, there was a gunshot, and then the guitar caught on fire.
Detective Crescent, you weren't on stage during the second set.
No, he was not.
Who could have done it?
But why did we only hear one gunshot in the recording? Weren't 2 bullets fired from this weapon?
Yeah, that's what I was trying to fucking figure out. Lamoureux was moving through the air vent, Your Honor. She must not have been close enough for her mic to catch the first shot. Or the second one. Well, whatever. But then, as she passed over the vent, the gun fired again, and Mr. Lettuce's life was taken. Well, Detective Crescent?
Once again I am reminded of something.
What is it, dear prosecutor?
Our performance that day.
A performance?
Can we finally talk about the fact that at the third set, he, was off a beat? Can we finally bring that up?
Seeing the mixing board jogged my memory. You were there too, Air Forehead.
Finally!
Is it this today? Problem after problem, Octon! My hog won't start, my guitar case is busted. Has been burnt to a crisp, and to top it all off, someone's dead. And then there was that performance just now. What was that all about?
This part is off.
Which is that? Second guitar.
Darian.
It was you, Darian. Sounded strange at the time. But you missed such a simple cue, you big dummy. I know you. I know how you'll play. You're better than that.
You're a music person, right, Kendra?
I am a music person.
Would you
I
have
played the
considered
euphonium
that-
for 7 years.
Yeah. Would you have considered that an easy cue?
Simple.
Alright.
I believe the part is just like the da 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 da, like it's something like that, and that's like, I don't remember what the tempo is, but it's definitely either just like quarter notes or eighth note. That's pretty easy.
Okay. Because I'm not a music person, so I have no way to judge.
Generally, the best way to keep time is to listen to the percussion section,
Yeah.
or watch a drum major if you're in marching band, but normal bands don't have a drum major.
I mean, I suppose it's a little irrelevant because this guy's supposed to be an extremely good guitar player, so
Yeah.
irrelevant. But whatever. Yeah, well,
What? And Prosecutor Gavin, what are you getting at?
I'm talking about the murder weapon, Mr. Lettuce's 45 caliber hand cannon.
is this finally the point where we bring up that it's a very heavy weapon that would definitely destroy you if you didn't know how to wield it right? And so he was off because it fucking destroyed his arm, but not entirely because he's used to wielding guns. And how we could have just said from the beginning that this would have totally destroyed Machi. For the love of fuck. We could have saved so much time.
As we've learned, even the shooter doesn't go unscarred with a revolver that size. The kickback is enough to dislocate your shoulder if you're an amateur.
Wait, you mean this thing I've been saying this whole time? You mean his playing was affected because he hurt himself shooting that revolver? Huh, you're forgetting something.
Yes, Detective Carson?
My fingerprints. I'm a trained police officer, you know. I've had firearms training, plenty of it. I would also know not to leave my fingerprints on the weapon. I'm no amateur.
The standard sidearm issued to police officers is a 38 caliber weapon. A much tamer beast. Also, the murder weapon belonged to the victim, Mr. Letouce.
Who was much bigger than you were, and could handle it a lot better.
Which suggests there was a struggle between killer and victim.
You mean besides all the stuff scattered around the room? Yeah, I think there might have been a struggle.
Yeah.
So, the killer might not have been holding the revolver correctly when he fired. Is that what you mean?
This thought had occurred to me, yes.
Well, does the witness have anything to say to this?
Might as well just stop calling me the witness.
Detective Crescent?
What I want to ask is what Mr. Sleeves Rolled Up Ready for Action has to say. Hey you, attorney. Me? Exactly which piece of your evidence is decisive, again? You got a little noise on the tape, that could be anything. And you have an alleged guitar cue miss due to a 45 caliber kickback. It's not alleged, we have like 3 other people who heard that recording. And it's probably stored somewhere. I weep for this case, Gavin, I really do. You can line up your little weak pieces of evidence all you want. I didn't shoot that manager. And that's the obvious truth.
The witness has a point.
He is saying nothing but the truth and not lying at all.
The defense's arguments, while persuasive, are not decisive. I believe we should hear what the witness has to say in response to the case, so your testimony, please, Detective Crescent.
Oh, his name is Crescent, like crescendo. That's cute.
Tell us your reasons why you couldn't have done it.
Oh, that's what the pun is. I keep trying to like, because almost all the names are puns, unless they're relevant characters.
I don't know if Darien is a pun or if it's just like a cool name, but
I have no clue either.
I think Crescent is probably supposed to be crescendo. I miss Lotta Hart. Hate her, but I miss her.
Real. Come on, why would I even want to kill that manager? Oh! Do we even need the rest of the testimony right now? Do we even need it? You want a reason? Easy. I got no motive, man. Well, now you've given... How am I supposed to know which dialogue to present on, you motherfucker? This was that diva's first trip to the country, right? How could I possibly know her manager? If I didn't know him, why would I want to kill him?
A simple reason indeed. Prosecutor Gavin, is it the case that Mr. Lettuce had not been to our country before?
Correct.
According to our records, yes, not even once. I see. Very well. Mr. Justice, you may begin your cross-examination.
Great, now I need to find a motive. We'll do a little pressing to get out of him.
Why not?
Her manager, sure, but Mr. Lettuce was... Oh, right, sorry, an Interpol agent, wasn't he? I just have trouble picturing that big lunk as an undercover cop, you dig? I don't know how.
I mean, he kind of looks like a cop.
He really does. And not a very good one, seeing as how we got wasted.
Damn.
Insult to injury.
Yeah.
That's... Apollo's the kind of guy to use dog with an A?
that caught me very off guard. Walkie must be a bad influence on him or something.
For real. Not that it matters either way. See, I had no reason to kill the man, whatever he was. Hold it! But that's the same for Machi. No motive was proven for him. Come on, he traveled around the world with that old fart. He had plenty of time to come up with a motive of his own. More than I sure did. I mean, think about it. I feel like it's a little too early, but at the same time, there's nothing else related to motive.
Yeah,
I don't know what you're saying, yeah, dude.
I'm agreeing with you.
Fuck it, we saved. We can do whatever the fuck we want. Objection! Your Honor,
Yay!
take a look at this.
What's that? Looks like candy.
You would think.
Pop it in
it's
my
not.
mouth.
Don't lick it, please. Detective Crescent, ever seen this? Looks like a piece of candy. What it is evidence. Don't lick it before you try it. Specifically, this is a replica of a cocoon. It was found among the victim's belongings.
Cocoon? Never seen one that color.
It is a variety only found in the Republic of Virginia. Nowhere else.
Alright, but what is this cocoon replica doing in my courtroom? Surely this has nothing to do with a motive for killing Mr. Lettuce. Does it?
Stay with me, Judge. It does. Wait, I mean, I think it does. Oh, it totally does.
It for sure does.
You don't sound so confident, man.
A cocoon! Is it one of those silky cocoons? Kind that you can make, well, silk out of?
Not this one. This cocoon makes a powerful curative.
A curative? For what?
Shall I present it?
Apparently, it is most efficacious at treating a disease thought incurable.
You are gonna make me present it. That's hilarious.
You'll never guess what the disease is called. It is the only medicine of its kind. However, it is illegal to take one of these healing cocoons out of Virginia.
Whatever for?
Because they're greedy bitches.
Yeah.
If it's such a miracle cure, why not share it with the world?
Yeah, that's what I've been wondering.
We looked into the matter at some length. Apparently, it isn't difficult at all to manufacture the remedy from the cocoon. But if you change the process only slightly, you can easily make a large quantity of something else entirely.
What, is it fatalium?
A deadly poison, in fact. It's called fatalium. Ever heard of it?
What?
There was an incident several years ago where some of these got out into the black market. It caused quite the commotion in the global community. Though the media was kept largely unaware.
Intriguing.
All this has led to a strict ban on the cocoon's export. One rigidly enforced by Interpol, among others.
Interpol?
Right. The victim, Romaine Lettuce, was an Interpol agent, Detective Crescent. You insist on referring to him as a manager. But that is misleading. Romaine Lettuce wasn't killed as a manager. He was killed as an undercover agent. So I was trying to smuggle the scumball into the country? That's what you're trying to say? I'm saying that it could well be a motive for murder. Oh, so I was gonna sell it on the black market, make myself a pretty penny? No, actually, you were here to buy it from Machi and then use it to cure incuritis in the Chief Justice's son. Ridiculous. I mean, totally unthinkable. Unthinkable, you say? Why?
Perhaps it's time for another testimony. About this smuggling of cocoons business.
International Affairs got a memo about these cocoons. Interpol's all hot and bothered about them. Can't sell them on the black market. Too dangerous. Yeah, cocoon smuggling ain't exactly lucrative anymore. Man, I'm in International Affairs. I know the deal. Or are you?
Indeed. Interpol wanted these cocoons bad enough to send Mr. Lettuce undercover.
You kids think I'm the craziest thing. But no way am I going to risk life and limb just to get my hands on some dirty cocoon money.
Not the most noble of statements, but duly noted. According to reports, these cocoons top Interpol's list. Selling them to an underground organization would be risky. Very well, you may begin the cross-examination.
This is the only motive I've got. He was up to something, and I'm going to find out what. But wouldn't scarcity drive up prices? No, again, Apollo, it's too risky. Come up with some better questions. Yeah, and attention. Every gangster and his brother would want a piece of that action. They'd turn your forehead into Swiss cheese before you could say objection.
Maybe we could get them to cut his hair, too.
Really? Really? You're gonna say that to me when Darian is right there on the stand?
This is really judgmental.
Who's on trial here again?
Man, you still obviously know nothing about the market. And that's a bad thing? Don't even try to mess with me about this stuff. Which is why you know how to find a loophole in the system. Hey, you can say what you want about me, but back off of international affairs. There ain't no loopholes, okay? What do you think we are, Boy Scouts? That wasn't what I was trying to,
Down, Darian. It's as you say.
Okay.
There are no loopholes, at least in the case of these cocoons. International Affairs, Interpol, and Borginian Customs are all watching.
See, we know what we're doing. Not like some yipping little doggies that lap up every word that Diva says. Why I oughta...
Anytime a pretty woman tells me anything.
Real. Oughta what? You want some of this?
Chill, both of you. Let's do this cool, yeah?
Oh my god, they're practically feeding you the fanfiction.
For real.
Practically feeding it to you. Anyway. Screw cool. Screw cool. I want this guy's head on a stick. The replica has to be key to his motive. There's gotta be a way to find out what he was up to. You didn't want it for the money. You wanted it for this. Objection! Hey!
Yay!
Why not choose a less dangerous buyer then? I would. How clueless are you? Everyone in the market's dangerous. The second they found out I was a cop, I could kiss my keister goodbye. Why sell it to a black market buyer? How about someone like this?
That article. That's about the Chief Justice's...
A deadly poison can be extracted from the cocoon, but so can a cure. Not a cure for just any disease. A cure for incuritis.
Incuritis? I've heard of that somewhere. Just, come on.
Come on! Come on! Dear Judge.
Dearest
Gracious
Judge, you just
Honor.
visited someone with incuritis, bro.
Your Honor, I pulled up a newspaper that says Incuritis Syndrome, first case in country. And you said that's about the Chief Justice's son. I know you're a dumbass, but even this is low. God. Okay. We power through. Like, I get that, like, the judge is supposed to be an idiot, so that, like, the people who don't understand why shit is being presented will, like, get it fed to them. Like, spoon-fed to them. But it is... It's a lot, sometimes. You went to visit a victim of the disease this morning!
Aha! That's the disease the Chief Justice's son has.
Really?
You aren't saying...
Our witness is a detective. He would have contact with the Chief Justice.
You are saying...
You bet I am.
Chief Justice would never deal in contraband.
But if it were to save the life of someone he very much cares about, then I think maybe he would.
Yeah.
Not even to save his own son's life.
If the chief prosecutor from fucking Miles Edgeworth Investigations 2 is willing to be an asshole to his son to get, stuff to happen, like why can't the Chief Justice do it in the opposite direction? Why can't he be a homie for his son? I don't know. Even if the deal went through, it'd be an international scandal.
That's Detective Crescen's insurance. If word ever got out, one with, they fucking auto-skip it sometimes, and I hate that. The one who would take the fall, or whatever, Chief Justice would be under fire. That's who.
Detective Crescent, is this true?
First I'm a murderer, now I'm a smuggler? How many crimes are you trying to pin on me anyway? All of them.
Distasteful as it is to think about, if the Chief Justice were the buyer, a seller couldn't hope for a better deal. Very cowardly seller.
Don't let Sleeves over there trick you. Sleeves? That's the best you got? So I made a deal with the Chief Justice. Where's your proof? Well, oh yeah, and you're forgetting one other important thing. Do tell. Interpol isn't the only ones out there watching this. Virginian Customs barely sleeps, so they're worried about Cocoons getting out.
So we were informed. Let's continue with the cross-examination.
Continue?
Yeah.
They're never gonna be free. Virginian Customs is very thorough, everything and everyone gets checked. That's it! Just how strict is customs check? Way strict. They keep planes on the ground for hours.
I do recall it being a bit extreme. They were even confiscating gums and marshmallows. Yes, it would be hard to distinguish them.
That's right. Gavin was in Virginia, wasn't he? And didn't he bring something back with him? Through a loophole?
I remember setting off the metal detectors several times. Look at
yeah.
all the metal on me. I didn't want to take off my necklace or my ring or my earring or my secret earring.
Or my other secret piercing. Or my other ring.
Have many secret piercings. Ew! Hey, Gavin! I had to practically strip naked to walk through.
Here's a travel tip for you, Gavin. Leave the bling at home, you glimmerous flop.
I love Gavin.
I love him so much. Very thorough. Blah, 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 blah. To death. If there's a way to get the cocoons out of here, I'd sure like to know. Well, let me tell you this little trick that Prosecutor Gavin did. Objection!
Jesus, what is wrong with me?
It was evidence again.
Ah, that's it.
My bad. Actually,
My allergies.
actually, there is one way. What? One way to get something out of the country, no checks.
What is it?
You become a prosecutor.
Prosecutor. Ah. This is the moment Gavin knew he fucked up.
Not only that, but like, that's a very much I only just now realized that face. He did not put two and two together until this moment.
He heard this and went, oh, fuck, uh-oh. I don't believe it.
Believe it, Prosecutor Gavin. What was it that you told me yesterday at your office?
It was a beautiful instrument. It was played lovingly for many years. A guitar befitting a woman like Lamoureux.
How did it end up here?
I mentioned how much I enjoyed playing it that night, and she made a present of it.
So this guitar is from Virginia?
That it is. Couldn't carry it on the plane. Changes in air pressure and humidity ruins the wood. So we vacuum packed it in Lamoureux's studio. I used a special shipping service available to me for transporting evidence. They brought it right up to my office for me. Pristine and untouched.
Did I get that right, Prosecutor Gavin? Untouched?
Quite. The guitar was wrapped in several sheets and vacuum packed in Virginia. They keep giving a close-up shot of the evidence. The pack was untouched until the day of the concert. You saying that guitar was...
With cocoons this small, it would have been easy to use your guitar as a mule to smuggle a cocoon out of Virginia.
What?
Which reminds me, Prosecutor Gavin, that guitar has some work done on it recently, right?
Work? Good memory, Air Forehead.
The stolen keys, the planet igniter, you can put two and two together.
Well, you know how guitars have a round hole in the front? It's called the sound hole.
No, it's called the Gussie. Sorry, but you're wrong.
Well, they found something attached to the wood just inside the hole. A broken device of some sort.
A broken device?
Yes, this, in fact. An igniter!
Exactly. Consider this, if you will. What if that igniter wasn't the only thing that was attached inside your guitar?
You mean...
He means this, of course. Ah!
There was a way to get a cocoon out of the country. They could use picky Prosecutor Gavin's privileged guitar as a mule. He's found me out. Who better do that than, like, say, a member of the band? Yours!
Order, order, order. So the igniter was placed in there for a clear reason, it seems.
It was a safety precaution.
Precaution? Ah, a forehead. At last, it all comes together.
Like we will after this session is wrapped up.
So true.
Every strange thing that's happened that day. Care to review? Maestro? Whatever the fuck the rest of that was, I took so long to remember how to say Maestro.
First, my keys were stolen, a harmless misdemeanor, which forced me to break the lock on my guitar case.
The key was stolen to retrieve the cocoon from the guitar.
I see.
But things didn't go so well. The smuggler wasn't counting on the guitar being wrapped. Only a member of the band could get near that case. Unwrapping the guitar would raise too many suspicions. Then the concert began. Right about this time, a very large problem presented itself to the smuggler.
What's that?
Mr. Lettuce.
Ah. Mr. Lettuce, an undercover agent, was onto something. Who would have known about the guitar? Only have to check the shipping records. So, Mr. Lettuce tried to examine the guitar himself.
If the cocoon were confiscated then, the gig would be up. The only thing left for the smuggler to do was to get rid of the whole lot.
It's over. Press the switch now.
The guitar burst into flames and the cocoon was lost. And then, Mr. Lettuce died.
Is Lamara there to witness it?
There's your case. I so love it when we come together like this and totally like tag team the murderer. It's great.
Yeah.
It's so fun. Brilliant, man.
Detective Crescent?
I gotta know, you make all that up on the fly?
For a made-up story, it makes a great deal of sense, Darian.
The Republic of Virginia? Sorry, man, but I haven't even been there.
True, you haven't.
But we have someone who was adamantly scared to go back because he was involved with the smuggling. Huh. Let's see you make up a story for that, kid. How'd I hide the cocoon in the first place, huh? It's not so hard to imagine. You had help. A Virginian accomplice. Well, that's all. You had an accomplice, and that was clear from the start. The voice Lemuel heard proves it. You were communicating with someone. You made this transmission from backstage.
While your co-conspirator was on stage. But who was it?
Gee, I wonder. This is it. The coup de grace. And for once, I know what I'm doing. There's only one person who could have helped him. Oh, sorry.
It's fine. Be warned!
With a great accusation comes a great responsibility.
Ah, don't even have to save on this one.
Make up your answer on the fly, as it were, and you'll be harshly penalized.
Oh, you don't. Oh, it's a double bar. Doesn't matter.
Ooh.
You ready, Mr. Justice? Who was the smuggler's accomplice?
I wonder, was it maybe Gavin? Was it secretly Mr. Lettuce?
Ooh.
Was it Lammy Roar before she lost her memory?
I've got it. It was Emma Sky.
Not even saving. Take that! There's only one person who meets all the requirements of the accomplice, and that person is the defendant, Machi Tobai.
But Mr. Justice, he's our client.
But our only crime is murder, so it doesn't care what else I pin on him.
Yeah.
A defense attorney accusing his client? That's a new one. I assure you, no one is more unhappy about this than I. But I am here to defend him in the murder of Mr. Lettuce. And I stand by my statement earlier that he is innocent of that particular crime.
Indeed, the defendant is Borginian.
And
He does meet the basic requirements to be an accomplice.
close to Lemmy Roar, could easily get close to the guitar, a Borginian.
But what if it was, in fact, Lamoureux?
It couldn't have been. She didn't know what it was for.
Well, seem sure of yourself.
The reason is electronic signals, Your Honor.
Electronic signals?
Recall that this remote only works to a range of 30 feet. Beyond that, it's useless.
Yes, that's true.
I'm glad we don't have to spell this one out for them.
Yeah.
Now think back to the testimony. When the shooter made his transmission, Lemmy Roar was in the air vent, right above the dressing room where the shooter stood. Let's look at the stage diagram. This is the area that the remote could reach from the air vent.
Well, looking at this, seems that Lamoureux still could have done the deed.
No.
Okay.
When the shooter made that transmission, the stage was slightly different than shown here. It was in the middle of the guitar serenade. Part of the stage was raised. Prosecutor Gavin and Lemmy Roar and the Lemmy Roar stand-in were in the air. They were on a tower which happens to be 15 feet tall. In other words, the remote couldn't have worked from Lemmy Roar's position in the air vent.
Ah!
Well, Detective Crescent, what do you say to that? Your Honor,
Yes, detective?
could we see the video where Gavin's guitar burns? Just one more time?
Well, I don't see why not.
Do we have to? Yep, there's the spark on it. Wraps. Too bad, so sad, Punk. Punk? Give me Punk Apollo. I think you would look amazing as Punk.
You would look so good.
Your sleeves, then kid, now punk.
Punk's not an insult. Unless it's coming from, like, old people, but they don't know shit. Punk is cool.
Losing rank fast, Apollo.
What exactly are we supposed to see in this video? Problem isn't in what we see, correct, Darian?
Is it supposed to be in what we hear?
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. It's what you hear. We are words.
We're
I'm better at
magicians.
playing music than speaking. That's why you're on vocals, Gavin. Right. It's what you hear. We are musicians after all. Care to explain for us non-musicians? Sure thing, Punk. Let me get your yarn straight first.
Can never straighten out Apollo.
True. You're saying I ordered the Wii pianist to set off that igniter? That right? Yes. Well, in order to do that, he'd have to press a switch. Am I right? Okay. Oh, are you trying to say that, like, the dude needed both hands to play at that moment? Is that what you're gonna try and tell me?
Maybe? I don't remember this part.
We'll take another listen. Pay attention to the piano. Piano? I've been watching that shadow. pick it apart unless we do the mixing board thing.
Yeah.
Can I just like pause the dialogue to bring it up?
What seems to be the problem there?
We can.
Hey.
Alright. So yeah.
Might make you do this in a minute, but
Yeah, bop into this. What did we say? We said vocals, which was Lami Roar.
I think it's 4 is Machi.
I think so. Because this was Gavin, this was bass, this was Machi, and that was drums. Yeah.
Yeah.
So... A quick question. What is their order of events for, like, the actual murder? Is it, kill Lettuce and then order the igniter? Or is it order the igniter and then kill Lettuce?
I believe it's order the igniter, then kill Lettuce, but I'm not certain.
If that is the case, that kind of fucks with our shit. Because, killing Lettuce happens right at pleasure. And, then the ignition doesn't happen until it wraps. Whatever. Anyway. Shut this up again.
Could be after. I don't remember.
We would definitely be past it by now. But I'm not hearing anything.
Yeah. That's probably the point Arian's trying to make, though, where he's like, oh, look at how good the piano sounds. He couldn't have taken his hand off to do the thingy.
It's like, oh yeah, the piano went uninterrupted. He wouldn't have had time to hit it. Okay, first of all, it would not take that long to hit a button.
Yeah.
Like, literally just hand off for a split second, click it, and then hand back on. It would be easy peasy. Second of all.
But I guess it's like he wouldn't have the igniter just out already. He would have to, like, reach into a pocket or something to pull it out, and, like, I guess that is supposed to
honest to
add
God,
time, maybe?
Honest to God, if it was in a pocket, you could, like, press the button through the fabric of the pocket.
True.
But then also the other thing is that a lot of those notes were held, which gives you even more time to take your hand off for a split second to hit a button.
Yeah, he's just gotta keep his foot on that pedal and he's golden.
Yeah.
The piano sounded just fine.
And that's the problem, man. You still don't get it? Yeah, how's he supposed to hit the switch if he's playing? Well, we just described it.
Yeah.
You've got Miss Diva, the guitar, the bass, the piano, and the drums. The only one with her hands free is the diva.
Imirar.
So, I don't think that's entirely true, because the drums were pretty simple.
The drums are
like,
super simple, and there was definitely, like, moments where the drums weren't doing shit at all.
Yeah, like, having been someone who played the drums before, like, he could have just been using, you know, kick, bass, hi-hat, those are both feet instruments, using one stick. Other hand could have been doing whatever,
Yeah.
you know?
I mean, I know we're trying to, like, focus on the piano person, but that also is a possibility. But according to you, she couldn't have been the accomplice, could she? Ugh. Your accomplice would have had a hard time helping out if they couldn't even press a switch. Ugh. Apollo, don't get so shaken by this. We just explained how it could still work.
So shaken, we gotta fade to black.
Yeah. Just to review the video again. They go, whoa, look how the music, look how the piano doesn't stop. The piano doesn't stop. Again, a lot of the piano notes are held. Also, I want to check one other thing that's completely irrelevant but funny as hell. Actually, no, it's the video I want to look at. The video. Okay, we're just gonna skip to about where it starts on fire. So there's that. Is that the guitar playing even though his hand isn't strumming for shit?
Think so.
And then there's the it's on fire. Whoopsie daisy.
I also like that it's technically been on fire for like a little bit at this point, and
Yeah.
I guess Gavin just didn't notice the fact that his guitar was getting really warm.
He did not.
It's like the sparks happened at it wraps its arms around me.
Yeah.
He was just like, huh, my guitar's feeling pretty warm. Whatever, I don't care.
At
Like,
least stopped playing the guitar at this point, just want to say.
yeah.
But then, I think we go to the recording, and it just does the, like, weird off note, but then continues the guitar anyways.
Yeah. I feel like also, I've never really played the guitar, so I could just be lying, but I feel like if a guitar was on fire in any amount, that would probably alter the sound that it makes at least a little bit. I feel like even if Gavin didn't notice that it was getting hot, he would have heard it sound different. Like, what the fuck?
He couldn't have pressed the switch. Yes, he could have.
Well, Mr. Justice,
He totally could have. We just...
piano does seem to be playing when the guitar catches fire. Guys, come on, the piano's a two-handed instrument. You can play multiple things with just one hand.
And again, a lot of those notes were held.
Yeah.
Well, but Apollo is not a musician in the slightest. I at least come from a musical family and know enough shit to know that, like, you don't need two hands for everything. It's okay. We all make mistakes sometimes.
Apollo, were you wrong?
No,
You
no.
dumb little idiot, Apollo?
I can't be wrong. Darian's just banking on the fact that I'm an idiot when it comes to music. Everything makes perfect sense. How could it all just...
Strange.
Clavier, musical expert coming in with the save.
His name is Piano.
Hell yeah! What's strange?
No, it's just something's odd about the performance there.
We've dug through this like 20 times. You're gonna make us find it. Odd?
Mr. Justice, if Machi Tobai didn't press that switch, then he could not be the accomplice you claim he is.
But everything points to it. Every fact says he's the accomplice. You got the facts wrong, man. Here's some facts for you. Gavin's guitar is on fire, but the pianist didn't press that switch. In other words, your story is full of holes.
Mr. Justice, let's hear your final opinion on this matter now. Was the defendant Machi Tobai the accomplice? Your answer will reflect on everything you've said here. With some thought.
Oh, I've given it some thought.
Apollo, if Machi's not the accomplice, our whole case is ruined.
I know that. It has to be him. He was the only one who could have helped the smuggler. He had to have pressed that switch.
But you'd better find a way to prove it.
Ugh. What do I do? What do I do? Yeah, what do I do? Because there's no way to present you all are dumbasses. That's not a thing I can present.
I like that Apollo is, like, at this moment swapped from, like, having an internal monologue or whatever to just, like, out loud, like, slamming his desk proclaiming this
I mean,
to the court.
half the time he's, like, thinking inside his own head, people hear it anyways, so he might as well
True.
just speak it out loud.
I just think it's funny. It very much reads as like, oh, if only a music man could come to my aid. If only
real.
Clavier could help me.
Maybe because his name is Piano, and that's sort of what we're talking about here.
Oh my god, he's the piano man from the song.
Holy shit!
It was him all along.
No way.
Heck, it has to be something that doesn't fit. Something odd.
There's a lot of things odd. Something odd. Wait a second.
What? You thought of something?
What was Kevin saying just now? Thanks for flashing back to like 2 minutes ago.
Remember when I said it was strange? I remember this.
What's strange?
No, it's just... I don't know, something's odd about the performance there.
It's not much to go on, but it's all I've got. What exactly did he hear that was odd?
Have you come up with something, Mr. Justice?
No.
Not at all.
May I remind you that everything rests on this? Improve Machi Jobai, press that switch. Let's hear your final answer.
I can prove it. There's something there. I don't know if you can call this proof per se, but I can prove it was possible.
Then, as prosecutor, it falls to me to ask you to show us evidence supporting this. A forehead? Sure about this?
I trust you. Ha, accept it. There's no evidence, man.
Let's see your evidence, Mr. Justice.
You gonna pull up the court record, or are you gonna make me sift through the video?
On what do you base your claim the defendant pressed that switch?
1.
So, let's go audio only on this. Alright, let's see. Is it that it gets a little, like, weak there?
I think it might be, actually.
Because it's either that it gets weak or that that note was held. One of the two.
I think it's that it gets weak, because while listening, like, compare it at the, I don't know what it is, like, the terminology for it or whatever, but there's, like, a part that's repeated in the first part and the second part, and in the second part, it, like, sounds different. There's, like, I feel like there's, like, a couple notes missing. It's, like, it's something where normally I would just assume that's, like, intentional, but I think it could be that, honestly.
We saved, we can do whatever.
Sure, whatever.
The basis for
Okay.
our claim is music, Your Honor.
Music? What about music? Hills are alive with it.
Let's listen to the piano part, around the time when the switch was to be pressed. Right before the guitar burst into flame. The spark was on at raps. It did go down a bit.
Yeah.
Hear a piano being played.
Whatever. The story is taking it, so we're good. But doesn't it sound kind of simple?
Simple?
Ah, I think I know what he's suggesting.
You're the one who, like, planted the idea in his head, Javier. Keep that in mind.
Yeah, it's fine, no. You think Machi could have played that part with one hand?
One hand?
He only needed one hand to press that switch. He could play the piano with the other. Ha! What, so you're some kind of piano savant? Listen, I know next to nothing about music, but even I could figure out immediately. Actually, no. Then what do you know? My fucking god, Darian. You can't play a part like that with one hand. Darian!
You super could! You so definitely could.
You absolutely could. It was simple.
I could give that part to my mom right now.
We went through this 5 times, and I know nothing about music. If even I can pick up on it, Apollo can pick up on it. Apollo, don't doubt yourself. More importantly, don't doubt me. I know what's going on. Wait, I know. Hey, Trucy.
Yeah, you got something?
Do we have to fucking summon Phoenix Wright just to say, yes, that's playable with one hand?
That would be so good! I don't think that's what we have to do, but oh my god, I wish it was!
That would be so funny. Like, Phoenix Wright is off doing whatever his fucking secret mission is. And then we're like, hey, can you just confirm for the court that this part could be played with one hand? Even for just a second?
I would love for Phoenix Wright, ace pianist, to just stroll in like, yeah, I can play that one-handed.
Ace pianist, as if he's actually any good at it. Mr. Wright, your father, he's a pianist. Could he?
Daddy? Couldn't play a part like that even if he had 3 hands.
Well, that's just because he's not good at it. So sorry, so sad for you. And like, that's comparing an amateur to like an expert piano player. And again, like, that part is fairly simple. He's really just trying to fucking bluff so hard and play on the fact that Apollo doesn't know shit about music. No, not really. Huh? That was just the easy way to prove it. There's always the hard way. Man, how are you gonna prove whether he played it with one hand or 2? You can't. I admit, it will be rather difficult to prove. But it's highly likely he was playing with one hand. How do you know that? The clue is what Prosecutor Gavin described as sounding odd. Were we not already talking about that?
Yeah.
Whatever. What sounded odd, dear prosecutor? I'll bet we can tell by listening to a certain part of the song. No. No way.
Well, it seems we've come to the moment of truth at last. Let's hear what Mr. Justice has to say for himself. First, the part that proves the defendant was playing with one hand. Right before the guitar bursts into flame.
Alright, we'll just select that, start playing it. Song's in the section, right?
Hopefully?
Oh, there we go.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, okay, that works, I guess. Whatever. Anyway, Prosecutor Gavin, I'm sure you've realized by now just what it was that sounded odd to you.
As I'm sure you've realized it yourself, Air Forehead. We're so on the same page. It's so cute of us.
Just kiss already.
So in sync.
Realized what?
I'll demonstrate. Thank you. Let's listen to the part in question again, shall we? Pay particular attention to the but a fleeting melody phrase. Sorry, 1 second. I guess if there was a delay to the button click and the actual sparks.
Yeah.
Because technically it sparks on it raps, but whatever. Getting nitpicky. There wasn't even a spark in the video. But if we're trying to say that melody is where, like, it dropped, sure, whatever.
Yeah.
Man, how many times do I have to listen to the same thing? You haven't even listened to it as much as I have, Darian.
On our level, Darian.
You're right. Enough of that. I'm so fucking tired of it. It's a good song, but I'm tired of it. Let's listen to another section, shall we? God damn it.
Another section? You can't escape this song now, can you?
The guitar bursts into flame at the end of the second verse. Let's listen to the same spot in the first verse. Oh yeah, it was the thing you said. Not that I doubted you, but like my non-musical ears definitely did not pick up on that at all. But they're pushing it, so I guess it is there. Pay attention to "Oh, that night in your embrace." Can we just skip through this? I've heard this too many times.
Revisiting this case, I can definitely understand why so many people dislike it, because A, it's got Danganronpa logic, and B, like, if I didn't know as much about music as I did, I would be so fucking frustrated with this.
I mean, I figured out
Like,
the piano thing pretty easily on my own. But yeah, you just
Yeah.
have to sort of like play guesswork with it and brute force it if you don't have like a super well-trained ear.
I can only hope.
La la la, we've listened to this so many times.
This is one of my favorite songs from the game, but it is so, like,
Yeah. I'm gonna need like a detox from the song.
I'll listen to Shilong Lang's song after this, just to be like, okay, let me go back to Zen. They
For real.
Feel the same, true. They're clearly very different.
What? Well put, Your Honor. The phrase in verse 2 is quite simple, but the same phrase in verse 1 has high and low notes. You'd have to use 2 hands to play that for sure.
Ah,
Ugh. Huh. What's that prove? I would think you'd know that by now. This is why I hate dealing with amateurs, man. Shut the fuck up, we just schooled you. So 2 verses at different arrangements. Happens all the time.
Not this time, Darian.
I worked on the song. I know exactly how it's supposed to go. And it wasn't supposed to go like that.
There's no point in changing an arrangement if you can't hear it clearly. And that wasn't the point. Had him play specifically so that the piano would stay in the background.
Oh. Oh.
That was what I noticed. Why should the same phrase sound slightly different, I asked myself.
Now ask yourselves why Machi changed how he played. And there's only one answer. He needed a free hand in order to press the switch. Get fucked, you bitch.
order, order, order. I believe this ties all the facts together.
Fuck yeah, it does.
Well, Prosecutor Gavin,
Yes, quite. So, personally, this comes as a terrible disappointment.
What? No comeback? I can't believe it. I finally did it. I shut him up.
very well, barring an objection from the prosecution. We'll now state the court's opinion on this matter.
Good show, Sleeves. No, great show. It's not over. I like it when he looks so happy. You tell him, Gavin. Tell him what's so disappointing.
Personally, I'm terribly disappointed. You, Air Forehead.
The betrayal.
Yeah.
Like,
Thought
I
we were
actually
besties,
fucking-
turns out. I thought you were bae. Turns out you're
Turns
just
into
spam.
I felt that one in my fucking heart, Clavier. I can't fucking believe you. God. The betrayal. I get he's like your childhood friend or whatever, but like, not all childhood friends stick around or are good people or whatever. Just please. Huh? Me?
Yes, don't get me wrong, your case is solid.
Just like something else that's solid.
I Oh! The facts I'll check out, but even now, have yet to show us a single piece of decisive evidence.
It is all kind of conjecture, I will say. Yeah, but the facts. Anyone can see it was him.
Unfortunately, anyone does not include the law.
Damn it.
But we had a jury system. I'm afraid your case doesn't cut it.
But...
1,000 facts might point towards the same conclusion.
But it's all conjecture. You don't have evidence, blah blah blah.
Without divisive evidence, it's not proof. It's the rule under our current legal system.
I don't believe it.
Doesn't seem as though the defense has any more evidence to present.
Give me a second. Oh, I think if he did, we already would have seen it a long ways back.
It is unfortunate, but at present, this court is unable to acknowledge your accusation.
What?
Rabble.
The truth is staring us all right in the face. Why can't they see it? What's the point of the legal system that protects criminals?
Apollo, remember what Daddy said?
You can do it. Good luck.
Said he didn't believe in you.
It won't be easy proving you did it. Especially not under our current court system. So what do I do? Like I said, good luck. And be aware that it will be impossible to prove his guilt by conventional methods. Do we have to bluff? Do we have to bluff like Phoenix, right?
It's actually... Paul is just like, yeah, I've got evidence, and Darren's immediately like, no!
Every man has an igniter inside him. Oh, we could just blow him up.
That's what we do. We blow him up, and then case solved.
Find Darian Crescent's igniter and set it off. So yeah, we bluff. We
I wonder what he
bluff.
meant by every man's igniter.
We figure out what makes this man tick. We start bluffing, and he eventually just exposes himself.
Yeah.
I think he just meant a weak spot, no? The kind of thing that a single spark could turn into a wildfire of emotion. We'll be able to press him further by conventional means.
Might be something where it's like, you get to cross-examine him, but you can only press one thing.
Oh, I hate that. I have to find a weak spot in this guy. Something fatal. Fatal! An orange, you say?
Fatal.
So, can I get back to work now, or what? It may look like I got a lot of time on my hands, but I got no more time to play pretend with this dead-weight attorney.
Well, Mr. Justice, we've come this far without decisive evidence. This witness won't be coming back to the stand once we let him go.
Every man has an igniter. Huh? Didn't you say the better the guitar, the brighter it burns, Prosecutor Gavin?
Ah, yes. Good guitars are kept dry, as Vi. That provides the best sound.
Even a small spark could cause irreparable damage. Your plan has an igniter in it too, Detective. It was there from the very beginning. What? Fighting time, Justice. If you blow this one, he'll be out of your hands for good. Alright,
Go for it, Apollo.
What, and this igniter's supposed to come burn me up? Yes, actually! That's almost poetic there, Mr. Attorney.
The better. I'm rather fond of poetry.
Oh, is that so? Well, that's good
I'm a
enough.
poet at heart. And I intend to hear this one through to the very end.
Glad I've got your attention.
Air forehead. Accusing this man, Darian Crescent, of 2 crimes.
Murder and arson. No, murder and smuggling. But arson should
Yeah.
also be on there. Or
Yeah, it can be.
accomplice for arson. It was a joint effort, so you're both guilty.
Yeah. The murder of Mr. Lettuce and the smuggling of a Virginian cocoon. This is your last chance to prove your case. Trial has already run on for far too long.
You're telling me.
Mr. Justice, this will be my last warning. The moment this igniter of yours turns out to be a dud is the moment this cross-examination ends. Understood?
Yes, Your Honor.
And let's have it.
Okay, I'm gonna...
Show us the basis for these accusations against Darian Crescent.
Okay, this is really my last chance. The key that will take apart Darian Crescent's plan is...
Oh, a witness.
Shit. Oh, fuck.
Oh, I remember what to do here.
Do we just have to, like, call up Maki and be like, Maki doesn't want to go back because he did, in fact, help with all this?
Yeah.
Your igniter isn't a piece of evidence. Huh? So what is? It is true that I couldn't show decisive evidence, but perhaps what I needed to prove my case was something else.
I mean, a witness.
Proving his guilt is a tall order, but I've got just the person to do it.
Well, Mr. Justice. Who is this person that can prove Darian Crescent's guilt?
Only one life? Come on! Come on! Like, this is a pretty big
That
bar.
is kind of surprising.
Make it a full bar. Make it a full bar. Come on.
Yeah.
Take that! The one person who can prove Darian Crescent's guilt is the defendant, Machi Tobai.
Your client? Again?
I didn't see that it said it.
Machi Tobai was an accomplice of the cocoon smuggling plot. Without him, Darian Crescent could not have gotten the cocoon. Furthermore, he can easily prove that the one who plotted to smuggle that cocoon is the real criminal in this case.
How so?
It would require just one of these very cocoons Mr. Lettuce was looking for. With the cooperation of the Republic of Virginia, we could burn a cocoon. The burnt cocoon would leave a particular residue. A residue we could no doubt also find inside the burnt out guitar.
Aha! Very scientific of you.
Thus, if Machi Tobai acknowledges his agreement with Darian Crescent concerning the attempted smuggling of a Virginian cocoon, the case is solved. You idiot, he would never, he's too scared.
Darian's laughing again.
Your unrelenting passion is remarkable. You really want to get me, don't you? Too bad you'll never be able to. Why not? The little key tickler won't acknowledge anything. Especially not anything to do with cocoon smuggling.
What's this all about?
We've discussed. If you're guilty of this crime, it means death.
Taking a cocoon out of the country means death. By Borginian law.
But we're not in Virginia right now, are we?
Oh,
Yeah, see? If our pianist really was a smuggler, then testifying about it would be suicide. Believe me, he's not talking. But you're wrong, Detective Crescent. What? It's the other way around. If Machi doesn't admit to smuggling here, he's in deep trouble. Huh? How? Look, if Machi admits to smuggling here, then he'll be tried in our courts, by our laws. You don't get the death penalty for smuggling in our country. Ugh. The victim in this case was an undercover Interpol agent. I'm sure that news has already reached Virginia.
They'll likely broadcast our dealings in court today. Including the part about the Borginian cocoon.
Yeah, but if Machi doesn't admit to smuggling now, he'll eventually be picked up by the Virginian police. And it's not like he's in any danger in our court. We're We're not going to find him guilty of murder here. Not now. Yeah, but you can't do this. You can't accuse me. Maybe the law doesn't allow it. But who's going to think you're really innocent after hearing this trial? The same goes for Machi Tobai. The cocoon smuggling, your entire plan. Machi Tobai knows everything. There's only one way out of this for him. And that's to acknowledge his own crime. The crime of cocoon smuggling. Fuck you and your dumb hair. Don't worry there. I'll get you out of the country. I'll set you up someplace. In Hidden Mansion? Real nice. You want a house made out of cookies? Or no, a house made out of pianos? Come on.
A house made out of pianos.
Please. Oh, let me just enjoy this. I mean, his hair does look like a bullet shooting around, but literally only from that angle. It looks ugly the rest of the time. Love you, Gavin.
Darian. I consider that my last session with you. You rocked.
I'm guessing we can treat that outburst as a confession.
Oh, he's laughing again.
But he's got his defeated face on. There's a kind of sick desperation in it now, though.
Well, have you been listening to today's trial?
Oh, what was the voice I did for him?
I can't remember. Russian?
Yeah. Hey, it's me, Machi Tobai. I was listening. And you'll talk. You'll tell this court everything.
I didn't want it to turn out this way, but I'm not the kind of lawyer that can overlook a crime.
This trial was all for your benefit, you know? See no reason why you should hesitate now. Okay, hang on. Let me actually figure out his voice.
I think he did Russian.
I can't remember how to do Russian, that's the problem.
Oh, shit.
I think it accidentally turned into Russian. I knew. From beginning, I knew.
Machi.
Situation. Cannot explain. But money. I needed. Very much money.
This trial? This is a delicate issue with our legal system.
You want to talk about issues with our current legal system?
The only thing definite in a court of law is evidence. This is the golden rule. However,
It's become apparent that not all things can be tried by the standard. There we go.
Nice.
should another case of this sort surface, may have to consider an alternate system by which to administer justice. Anyway, Mr. Machi Tobai,
Yes?
I promise you will receive a fair trial by the laws of our country. And with regards to the current changes for the murder of Mr. Latouche, this court is prepared to announce a verdict.
Oh my fucking
Ew,
god, he
sorry.
looks so weird. Good
Ah, I
god.
forgot. Oh, that's so scary.
It was weird enough seeing it through the sunglasses, but now the sunglasses are off. It's,
He looks so weird. I thank you. I only lie. But you see truth. You find truth.
That's our job. Very well. This court finds the defendant, Machi Tobai, not guilty.
Fuck yeah.
Of the square confetti.
Real.
Court is adjourned.
This may be a remastering, but some things never change.
Really liked what they did with the confetti in the Great Ace Attorney in the like Victorian era, because when the confetti falls there, you get to see cuts of all of the like lawyers reacting to the confetti, where they're just like doing their little happy sprites, and it's really cute.
Yeah, that does sound cute. I haven't seen it.
Dude, I have the games. We could play them later.
Oh, we totally should. We absolutely should. All right, July 10th, 4:42 p.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 2.
I wonder what'll happen to Machi.
Well, he won't be killed, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Well, he did smuggle a cocoon out of Virginia. I guess there'll be another trial here. All's well that ends well. Phoenix, you motherfucker.
Phoenix.
Daddy!
Oh, hey.
I owe you both my thanks.
Let me roar.
Hi, is something wrong?
I'm sorry, Machi was your partner on stage, your friend.
Yes. Thought of him as my own son.
Wow, way to say that to your. I mean, what?
Even now I do. Yet, something got a hold of him. Something evil. I see that.
It was, financial instability, it seemed, for either him or his family.
Capitalism.
Yup, straight up.
He must pay for what he has done. Is that not how it should be?
I'm still sorry.
Not be sorry. Have given me courage.
Courage?
Try and remember.
Cowardly dog?
I'm considering an eye operation.
It was my suggestion, actually. When the fuck did you two meet?
We were sitting next to each other in the pews in the courtroom.
I mean, you'll be able to see again?
It's funny. I've always been afraid of the light. Light seems so harsh, so unforgiving.
According to the doctor, Lemuroy lost her sight due to some kind of accident.
What? Did he go with her to the doctor?
Apparently! An accident?
Hey, Phoenix.
As you know, I suffer from amnesia. I feared that if I could see, perhaps it would open my eyes to the truth I have been running from. I was scared.
You know what changed her mind? Hearing your defense in there today. She could feel your gaze, unwavering, always looking straight at the truth.
If the light returns to my eyes, I think I will take up painting.
Painting?
That's right. She's the landscape painter in sound, after all.
We'll paint the two of you. I promise.
Aw, how sweet.
Woohoo! I can't wait, Lamorar.
I owe you my thanks too, Apollo. Thanks, Mr. Wright, but for what? You reminded me I need to hurry things along with this secret mission. Literally.
Oh, yeah.
Right, your secret mission.
Apollo, Trucy. Hope that we will all meet again someday soon.
Oh, I'm sure.
You bet. Me too.
And so, like a ballad, the trial flowed on and on, until it came to an end. Thanks to the trial, the guitar serenade was a huge hit. Prosecutor Gavin's even more dazzling to look at now. But there's something I want to say to that guy.
It's 3 little words.
Let them catch the killer at the end.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to check out Kendra's channel, and I will see you later, whenever later may be.